If you press one of the swellings here, then the other will increase in size. And if you press this part of the swelling, then this will increase in size, and you. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. S.V. Gupta. I am a minimal access surgeon and a general surgeon. My main aim of teaching will be clearing your concept by explaining you underlying pathophysiological basis in various aspects of surgery. Reducible swelling means that you are using a deforming force, like say the in a scrotal region the bowel content had herniated. Then if you put the pressure, it will go inside and it will not come back suddenly. So in reducible swelling, once the deforming force is removed, then also it may remain reduced because it has gone into the cavity which was containing it earlier. So this kind of swelling are known as reducible swelling, which is seen in hernia, which are reducible hernia, or it may be seen in varicocele. The venous content will get reduced, and it also seen in lymph varix, in which lymph will get reduced, and also in congenital hydrocele there is overnight reduction of swelling. So in compressible swelling, what happens is that once you press the swelling, it dissipates all around, and there is reduction in the size of the swelling. But as you remove this deforming force, once you remove this deforming force, because it has not gone to any other cavity, it will reappear. So in compressible swelling, once you remove the deforming force, it will reappear. Example, hemangioma. If you press it, there will be reduction in the size of the swelling due to dissipation of the fluid content. Once you remove the deforming force, it will again regain its size. So this is compressible swelling. So compressible swellings are different from reducible swelling, and it is also seen in hemangioma. And what is swellings with cross fluctuation? What happens in cross fluctuation, that the two cystic structure are connected with some kind of stalk. So if you press one of the swellings here, then the other will increase in size. And if you press this part of the swelling, then this will increase in size, and you will perceive a fluctuation. First one is plunging ranula. There is a component in the mouth. There is a retention cyst in the mouth, and once it plunges and go into the cervical region, once you press the oral part, then the cervical part, you will perceive the fluctuation. And if you press the cervical part, you will perceive a fluctuation in oral part. Similarly, there is a compound Palmer ganglia. There are two components, and also in psoas abscess, and also in hydrocele n-Bessock, which is known as bilocular hydrocele. There are two components in bilocular hydrocele. So in scrotum there is a component, and also in the abdomen. This hydrocele is also known as abdominoscrotal hydrocele, और also known as bilocular, क्योंकि दो loculi जैसा है, bilocular hydrocele or hydrocele n-Bessock. And what is brilliantly transilluminant swelling? If you put a torch in a swelling which has a clear fluid content, so due to Tyndall effect, once you see at the 90 degree, यहाँ से आप टॉर्च दिखा के इधर से देखोगे, then due to Tyndall effect there will be transillumination on the swelling. If you put the torch on the swelling, due to Tyndall effect of the clear fluid, it must contain a clear fluid. If there is no clear fluid, then this will not be seen. So the brilliantly transilluminant swelling are vaginal hydrocele. The acquired hydrocele is usually vaginal hydrocele, क्योंकि हाइड्रोसील सैक में क्लियर फ्लूइड भरा होता है. बट इफ अगर पस बन जाए, जैसे कि पायोसील बन जाए, देन इट विल बिकम नॉन ट्रांसइल्यूमिनेंट. अगर उसमें ब्लड भर जाए, हिमेटोसील हो जाए, देन ऑल्सो इट विल बिकम नॉन ट्रांसइल्यूमिनेंट. And also in epididymal cyst, there is in epididymal cyst, it is usually multilocular. So once the transillumination is done, you will find that there is a Chinese letter, these loculi become prominent. So this is known as Chinese lantern pattern, and it is also seen in cystic hygroma, and also in a ranula due to a clear fluid there, and also in meningocele or meningomyelocele due to presence of clear fluid. Thank you guys. This is the end of lecture. I hope you understood it well. Please like, share and subscribe so that I can reach to maximum number of students.